we've gathered up the ultimate list of expat-friendly countries where you can get by with English perfectly fine. Not just get by, but adapt to a new culture without speaking a foreign language, create relationships with expats and locals too, and thrive. Here are the best English-speaking countries to move to if you want the tax advantages of living abroad without having to learn a new language. Bahamas. The Bahamas is not only among the best and largest English-speaking countries, but also the best country for tax-free living. Obtaining a residence permit for the Bahamas is easy, and living in the Bahamas is tax-free. Considering millions of tourists and an endless number of cruise ships head there each year, it doesn't sound like a bad life. Beyond the beaches, 87% of Bahamans speak the English language well, so if the island life appeals to you, it could be a good choice. And if you want to do business in the Bahamas, it's a well-recognized financial center with favorable tax laws that welcome foreign investment. Belize. Belize is a well-known jurisdiction for offshore banking and company formation. You might want to move to Belize as the country's recognized official language is English, and a reported 63% of the population speak it. Sure, there are pockets where Belizean Creole or Spanish are used more often, but English should be enough to go about your affairs and social life. And needless to say, it's a beautiful paradise along the coast of the Caribbean Sea. You can explore Mayan ruins or go snorkeling, fishing, sailing, caving, and much more. Bermuda. It only makes sense that Bermuda, as a British overseas territory, would be among the list of countries where people speak fluent English. You can find native English speakers and stunning sunsets in Bermuda. Bermuda is one of the most livable countries with no income tax, although it's extremely expensive to live there. Finding a property will also be a tall order as it's in short supply and relatively expensive. Yet, if you have the cash and want to live on a highly developed island with close travel connections to the United States, Bermuda may be for you. It is also an excellent offshore banking hub, and at 97%, more Bermudans speak English than do mainland Americans. Dominica. Please note, this bit is about the island of Dominica and not about the Dominican Republic. Two separate countries. As home to the world's most affordable citizenship by investment program, Dominica isn't just a place to get a second passport, it's also a Caribbean paradise where over 2,000 Americans live. These are mostly retirees and sunbirds, so if you're after an upbeat lifestyle, Dominica is possibly not for you. Unlike St. Kitts and Nevis, where English is also a very commonly spoken language, Dominica does have an income tax, so be careful spending too much time there. Gibraltar. Though most Gibraltar citizens are bilingual in English and Spanish, English is their only official language. The country has long been a tax haven and the perfect place to set up shop. Whether you're incorporating a business, no capital gains tax, or deciding to become a tax resident, maximum effective tax rate of about 25% with the possibility for a lump sum tax. Being a British overseas territory, although on the southern coast of Spain, Gibraltar's official language is English, so you would have no problem getting by. Ireland. It will be quite easy to keep a pulse on life in Ireland because, although Irish Gaelic is recognised as the official language, a mere 5% of the population speak it regularly. Ireland's national language is English, which is great news for you. And while it's not exactly a recognised income tax haven, it is an offshore paradise. Companies such as Apple and Google have long recognised this and established businesses in Ireland decades ago. The 12.5% corporate tax is the main appeal there. Isle of Man. Could you see yourself living on a tiny island in between Ireland and the United Kingdom? If yes, the Isle of Man may be perfect for you. It's a self-governing territory of the British Crown, and it features sleepy fishing towns, medieval castles, and vast rural landscapes. Needless to say, everyone there speaks English, So if you're after an island that's a bit closer to where life is happening, as opposed to, say, Mauritius, then the Isle of Man could be a good choice. London, Dublin, and Edinburgh are all just a quick plane ride away. Malta. Malta may as well be the best place to live in Europe when it comes to countries that speak English. And it certainly helps that it's a tax haven, allowing offshore companies domiciled there to claim a huge credit on taxes they pay and get their corporate tax rate as low as 5%. Setting up a company in Malta also allows non-EU citizens to obtain residency in the country. Plus, the territorial tax system means that foreign income will not be taxed unless it is remitted to Malta, at which time it will be taxed at a rate of just 15%.